10 most dangerous and remote churches in America that will leave you breathless. Would you dare to worship at a church so remote you might not come back before nightfall? In the heart of America's untamed wilderness, hidden in deserts, cliffs, and frozen forests, lies sacred places that test both your endurance and your faith. These are not your ordinary churches. They are wild, dangerous, and breathtaking. While most believers gather in churches with warm lights and steady pews, some places of worship were built where few dare to walk, and even fewer dare to pray. From mountaintops to coastal cliffs, from desert silence to snow-covered isolation, these 10 churches remind us that true faith often begins at the edge of comfort. Let's begin our journey through America's 10 most dangerous and remote churches. 1. Chapel of the Holy Cross, Sedona, Arizona, built into the red rock cliffs of Sedona in the 1950s. This architectural marvel appears to emerge from the stone itself. Locals say the surrounding energy is mystical, and visitors often report feeling a strange spiritual pull or an unexplained heaviness in their chest. Its isolation and spiritual aura have earned it a legendary status among seekers of the divine. 2. St. Joseph's Catholic Church, Wyoming. This humble wooden church sits deep within the wilds of Wyoming. Surrounded by thick pine forests and snow-covered hills, it is often cut off in winter months. Stories abound of bears wandering into the area, and some say strange chanting echoes through the trees late at night, even when no one is there. 3. St. Catherine of Siena Chapel, Colorado. Perched atop a rocky outcrop, this chapel seems suspended between heaven and earth. Built in the 1930s, it survived multiple rock slides and continues to stand tall, almost defiantly. Legends speak of a cloaked figure sometimes seen at night near the chapel entrance, vanishing when approached. 4. Immaculate Heart of Mary Chapel, Blanca Peak, Colorado. Accessible only by foot, this tiny chapel sits at over 10,000 feet on Blanca Peak. Pilgrims make arduous journeys here, battling wind, snow, and thin air. Locals whisper of strange lights seen dancing above the chapel, especially during storms, with no scientific explanation. 5. Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament, Alabama. Though grand in structure, this shrine is set far from city life, deep in Alabama's countryside. Its silence is overwhelming. Visitors sometimes report hearing organ music with no one playing. Others claim to have felt watched, though no soul was near. 6. St. Francis by the Sea, Big Sur, California. Balanced on the cliffs of Big Sur, this coastal chapel faces the mighty Pacific Ocean, with waves crashing just below and fog often rolling through the glass windows. Many say the veil between earth and heaven feels thin here. Some even claim to have heard voices carried by the ocean wind, whispering prayers in forgotten tongues. 7. Russian Orthodox Church, Alaska. In the frozen landscape of Alaska, this church stands untouched by time. Covered in snow most of the year, it's said to be visited by wolves, yet remains unharmed. Old-timers tell stories of icons that glow in the dark, and of night vigils held by spirits of faithful who never left. 8. Zion Canyon Church, Utah, tucked between the monumental cliffs of Zion National Park. This church is only reachable by a steep canyon trail. Hikers say they often feel a presence walking beside them, yet when they look, no one is there. The church itself carries a feeling of intense serenity, and something else, harder to name. 9. Star of the Sea Chapel, Maine. Set on a rocky island off the coast of Maine, this storm-battered chapel is accessible only by boat. Fishermen avoid the island at night, saying strange lights flicker in its windows even when the church is locked. Others have reported hearing a bell ring from across the waves when no one was near. 10. Christ in the Desert Monastery, New Mexico. Hidden deep in the New Mexico desert, this adobe monastery is cut off from modern life. There is no cell service, no paved road, no noise, just the wind, the sun, and the ancient voice of prayer. Visitors describe visions, intense peace, and a silence so complete it feels holy. These sacred places remind us that faith is not always found in comfort, but in challenge. They teach us that when we journey into the unknown through wilderness, fear, and silence, we often find something far greater waiting at the end, the presence of God. Would you brave the wilderness to encounter the divine? Tell us in the comments which church you'd love to visit, or which one gave you chills. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that God's light shines brightest in the darkest places. Video was created by AI.